The following podcast is unsuitable for children under 16 years of age. Viewer discretion is advised.
This just in, ladies and gentlemen. Brie Bella has been arrested. I'm the Triple B, representing the Triple Threat. Booker T has, he's out with the flu today.
Yeah.
So
he's pulling a Sheamus? Is that what you're telling me?
We don't discuss that. We kind of got him.
He got a case of punk bitchitis.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to tell you the real reasons why Brie Bella got arrested.
I know the reason that Brie Bella got arrested.
Oh, really?
Well, please do check.
Well, see, Stephanie got arrested for being too breast for business. Brie Bella's not breast enough for business.
This is almost a good reason.
No, nothing?
No, that.
Fine, whatever.
I mean, I'll give you props for that, but I heard it's just me that she was arrested for child endangerment.
She doesn't have kids, man.
Must have been a sister then.
She don't have kids either.
Damn, that must have been Sheila up the block.
God, you said it was Shanae.
Shanae
That's one of them.
third?
Yeah, that's what I assumed it was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
she
got too many kids anyway.
She got arrested for her acting last week during the contract signing. The wooden delivery of that shit.
No, the real reason she got arrested, she was hooking on 44th and Lennox, which is a little too close to 70's territory. She got a little jealous.
That's Stephanie Strong.
Yeah, that is.
I heard Stephanie cut a bitch.
Yeah, she definitely cut a bitch.
Which brings me to my next reason why Brie Bella got arrested. She's hanging out with too many black people. She had to cut a bitch.
Oh, damn.
I'll say it.
Yeah.
Us black people don't take disrespect too seriously, but black women take disrespect real seriously.
Hold on, I'm getting breaking news that Doc has the real reason that that Brie was arrested.
Yes, the real reason Brie was arrested. Actually, this is the culmination of a investigation that's been going on for the last several months. The investigation concluded, and they have found that Brie Bella is culpable for reckless endangerment for climbing back in the goddamn ring after Daniel Bryan sacrificed himself to a chokeslam from Kane to save Brie, and then she climbed back in the ring, making it for nothing.
Bitches be trifling.
I know, the trifling ass bitches.
And you know, what Keisha said, told her to go back in, save your man! I got him!
I heard that was the bitch that Brie had to cut.
I'm saying.
Alright, I'm FishFood.
You got the Doc.
It's the Triple B.
And we are Bottom of the Map Productions. We are going to bring you an edition of Super Slam!
Alright. I'm glad everybody got that video.
That's hilarious.
I didn't get the show.
No. It's a triple double match. Chainsaw!
If you haven't seen it, look up WWE prank calls. They call this lady, and they offer her a ridiculous pay-per-view package called WWE Super Slam for only $59.99.
And then his price keeps getting up to $10 every time she says no, until it gets to like $39.99. And then they call it $39.99.
$39.99 or 99 fucking cents. I don't want it. It's not gonna be at my house. Please don't call me anymore.
And she's in tears.
I'm gonna throw away all of the things in my house that are WWE.
Some of the best ones. Let's do it like a little brief of each.
Oh, my favorite is when they call and he's talking in the background over her, and he's like, Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and John Cena in a full-blown makeout match. I was like, Jesus. That's CM Punk, Triple H, The Undertaker, Sheamus in a split makeout match.
My favorite was when she answered the phone. She was like, I don't want to fucking buy your fucking pay-per-view. I don't want to have any wrestling in the house. And you hear a woman on the other end. She says, I'm sorry, ma'am. How are you doing today? I just wanted to call. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've been getting phone calls all day. It's okay. Are the troops? The troops. Yes, I am a big supporter of the troops.
Are you supporter of the Marine Corps?
Yes, I'm a big supporter of the Marine Corps.
Oh, that's great. Because a former decorated member of the United States Marine Corps needs your support.
His name is John Cena! I never thought I'd be so happy that John Cena was a wrestler until I saw that.
John Cena's music, you hear this crowd happy for it.
Cheer. You hear the crowd, every time the crowd cheers, I just roll my hands like, yeah!
It's the first time since 2006 that I've been happy to hear John Cena's music.
My favorite one. Is Champ there? Who is Champ there?
Who's the champ?
That person is here this Sunday night!
SummerSlam! That's all big.
It was awesome. By the end, like, she's fucking ready to call the cops.
I swear to God.
She is in tears. She's about ready to cry because she has no idea why.
I swear I was going to go to jail.
The radio station that was prank calling her, like, her husband told them to prank call her. So you gotta know, that guy slept on the sleeper sofa that night.
For the next week or so.
But you know that he watched the pay-per-view. He watched the pay-per-view after that.
That bitch was like, well, since they bothered me about it so much, I need to at least see what this John Cena guy looks like.
Yeah.
And then she never stopped watching. This many men and muscles on this TV show?
And that's where Eva Marie came in.
Boom.
Alright, so we're going to give you the flash topics. We're going to start with the very controversial firing of Alberto
I didn't know if you guys control your R's or not. I didn't want to be embarrassed.
I did a little bit.
I took Spanish in high school.
I can't do it at all, so I was staying out of that.
But no, breaking news. It's probably not breaking. It's like a week old.
Yeah.
2 days. But
like 3 days.
Del Rio got fired after the SmackDown tapings for slapping an employee over a racist joke.
Shook his hand.
Well, yeah, but you're not Del Rio, and Del Rio's kind of an asshole from what I've heard sometimes. Well, I've heard he's a nice guy, but I've also heard that backstage he can be an asshole.
He's a nice guy.
He's one of those Buff Bagwell divas.
It's one of those things where Del Rio, he won, like he's...
Didn't it happen twice, though? Like, he probably let it slide the first time.
Like, he went to talk to the guy about it, and the guy refused to apologize, and from the report that I was reading, made another comment right to Del Rio's face, and Del Rio turned around and slapped him.
Which would have also been hilarious to me.
I know. I would have been like, you know what? To me, it's WWE's getting a little bit overblown with this whole, hey, we're gonna fire you. Hey,
I can kind of see their point, though. It was extremely unprofessional. They're a very professional organization.
Well, they are a very professional organization. That being said, it was also unprofessional of the backstage worker.
Exactly.
Who still has his job.
Exactly.
What if it was freaking Jason Sensation? Does he still work for them?
I have no idea.
Up truck?
I have no idea. It wasn't one of the setup guys. It was someone else backstage, some producer, something. But
either way, I read on Bleacher Report that they did a report over it. They said Del Rio is no longer with the company, but that's not exactly a bad thing. They believe that because he wasn't really getting pushes, that there really wasn't much reason for keeping him around. Because, why keep a guy around if he doesn't have much direction?
Well, they could deal like they were doing with X-Pac. From all the shoot interviews I heard, freaking, especially WCW utilized X-Pac on all their new wrestlers. And if X-Pac said they could make it, those people ended up being stars. If X-Pac said they weren't going to be worthwhile, and they kept them anyway, those guys ended up getting buried and buried and buried.
Kind of like Cesaro lately, which brings us to our next topic. Well, we want to keep on.
Yeah, I do want to stick with Del Rio for just a little bit.
We'll get to Cesaro
later. Del Rio's one of those guys that you could throw him in the ring with anybody, and he would get a great match.
Del Rio knows how to sell. He knows how to freaking give blows that look realistic.
Yeah.
The man can talk. He was the total package.
He really was. But when you want to test out somebody, see if they're good, or see if they can still hang like Batista. Batista had years of ring rust on him. 4 years. He's been gone for way too long.
And aside from a couple of scratch-ups on his part, the match was great.
Well, yeah, you don't want... you gave Batista right away the Royal Rumble win, so he's going into the main event of WrestleMania. But he's been gone for 4 years. How are you going to do that? You don't want ring rust at the main event of WrestleMania. That's going to be really, really shitty if you
Put
do.
him in with one of your mid-tier stars and see what they say.
Not just mid-tier.
Oh yeah, he's
Del Rio's got the
more like
pedigree.
former main event.
He's lower main event. I will never take him out of main event picture because he is that good. He's someone that he will knock the ring rust off of you if they did end up wanting to bring back in Hulk Hogan for one more match or wanting to bring in Sting for his retirement match. Del Rio would have been the perfect guy to knock the ring rust off of him. Now he's gone.
And see, another thing, Del Rio, he had a damn good match on Monday Night Raw last week with Dean Ambrose. They told a great story. It was, Del Rio had one mission: win the match or make it last as long as possible.
And he made it last.
15 fucking minutes for a beat the clock challenge.
I know, right?
15 motherfucking minutes.
15 minutes is insane for a beat the clock challenge.
Usually you see 3, 4, 5 minutes.
I think 5 minutes was the max.
And we had hope. Yeah. We had hope when it was gonna be Seth Rollins versus RVD. We were like, okay, that match could last a while because it's RVD. And then they said, wait a second, RVD is no longer Seth Rollins' opponent.
Then you hear, man. You can't sing anymore because that's copyright.
He's Slater. They need to change his music too.
They really do.
They need to change his music, but oh my God, Heath Slater got the win.
While we're on that topic, we'll go ahead and we'll say Cesaro for a minute. Heath Slater, 2 weeks in a row, not only gets a win on Raw, one of those he fucking main evented Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Heath Slater got the win against Seth Rollins, starting his fucking win streak.
I'm telling you. And Titus O'Neil on the side of that boy, that puts some entertainment to it too.
But I'm glad they're finally utilizing him and not, hey, we're going to send you out here and you're going to lose every match.
You're going to job to Roman Reigns. You're going to job to Randy Orton.
You're going to job to Hornswoggle.
You're going to job to all the legends we're going to bring in this week.
You're going to job to Lita.
You're going to job to Lita.
After getting laid out by the APA.
Mm-hmm. Which is understandable. Those two motherfuckers is huge.
Dang!
Although, I will say this, he did beat Doink the Clown.
He did. That was like the one win he got in that whole, it's Slater time!
But even then, what happened after that? Bang!
Yeah. hey,
we don't come back from that.
We're gonna have you at... we're gonna have you...
Good news! You get to win! Yay! You have to take a diamond cutter. Aww.
We're going to have you at WrestleMania 28, and you're going to be backstage, and you're going to talk to Flo Rida. Mr. Florida? Yeah. You're going to talk to him, and that's what you're going to call him, too, because we think that's fucking hilarious. You're going to talk to Flo Rida, and then he's going to punch you. Or not even punch, he's going to push you in the chest, and you're going to sell it like a little bitch.
I am glad that they're finally taking him out of like the jobber status.
I know, right?
I'm excited to see where he goes, too.
Think back when he first came in with the Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was laying motherfuckers out. Mm-hmm. He and Justin Gabriel, they were a tag team to be fucking... You didn't mess with those shits. They would take on... Heath Slater and Justin Gabriel, they would take on Kane and the Big Show.
Has Slater ever held the tag titles?
Huh?
Slater has held the tag titles before?
Yeah.
I would like to see
Slater and Gabriel held the tag titles.
That's what I thought. I would like to see him hold another one with Titus O'Neil.
Oh, yeah.
I like the Usos. I like the Usos and all, but their title reign's getting a little stale. Their last two pay-per-views have been against the Wyatts.
Really, they just need a tag team that's going freaking promote some legitimacy, but still keep that kind of light edge to it.
And they need to build up their tag division again.
Oh yeah.
A year ago, who did we have? We had the Shield. We had Ryback. Well, no, we didn't exactly have Ryback, we were starting to get Ryback. We had the Usos, of course. The primetime players, the Real Americans. Mm-hmm. The Wyatt family were just getting on the scene. You know, we had a hell of a tag division.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Now it's just
and then like we started getting Ryback a little bit less than a year ago. It's right around the same time we got the Dust Brothers, the
Cody and Goldust.
Cody and Goldust.
Matadors. Like we had 9 teams.
We had an awesome tag division. And then we made them all face each other, and now there's nothing new.
Now we have the Dust Brothers, the Usos. Yeah.
That's pretty much
the Wyatts.
Yeah.
That's it. The addition of the Segregator, as they're known. Great addition. I hope they do some more. I really do.
Ryback's still in there.
Yeah, how did I forget Ryback's? Holy shit.
I don't know.
Probably because you said them, and they were already, they were in line.
But yeah, you got to freshen up the top of the card. You got to freshen up the top of the card for each division every so often. You got to go in and you got to be like, you know what? This is it.
And also, don't build up guys and then fucking send them back to Jobber level like they have with fucking Cesaro.
Or, like, Cesaro's, he's on the path of frickin' Ryback before Ryback joined the tag division.
Yeah.
Hey, we're going to build you up and you're going to be almost main event. And then you're going to be perennial middle. Huh?
I know he knows French, Swiss, he might know Russian. I think he knows German,
Italian,
of course English. There might be a few others, but he's a very, very fluent guy in several languages.
So let's put him and Rusev together. That's what I would do. Because then you don't have to worry about Cesaro becoming a jobber. He has the power behind him. He has the freaking charisma. That'd be a good tag team.
That would be nice.
And then have Lana be their chauffeur.
And you could even bring somebody else in to tag with Jack Swagger again.
Oh yeah.
And you could start the Rusev Swagger feud all over again because it would add something new to it.
I just thought about something. Why not bring back some freaking Grenier and them?
Oh, Sylvain.
Yeah, Sylvain Grenier and fucking Robert Conway.
I'm still waiting and greatly anticipating the main roster debut of the Ascension, though.
Yeah.
I've seen them in NXT, and they always put together. I mean, I can't say a good match because their opponents are usually fodder, but they've got the ring work. They know how to make it work. Who are the guys' names? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't even know.
I apologize for not knowing.
Yeah.
World's Greatest Tag Team is still on the circuit. Why hasn't WWE picked them back up yet?
Budgets. Their budgets.
Oh, please, because they're asking for so much money. Where are they at right now? Damn, where are they at
We'll give you the minimum.
Oh, and I'm sure Shelton would jump on that. But you have to convince Charlie Haas.
Let's see. No, one thing that I'm...
Victor's one of them. Victor and fuck, I can't remember the other guy.
I don't know. I don't think his name's Fuck.
I'm sorry.
Fuck the Ascension.
That might be why they haven't been called up.
We have to switch back to R before we
can't put that on TV. USA Network's like,
No.
No.
What's the guy's name? Fuck. Damn. FCC would have a heyday with that.
I gotta look it up.
We can afford to have your announcers announce them one time.
Yeah, once. Because I'm pretty sure the F word is like $500.
One time a night.
I'm pretty sure they're paying $50 for the B word just because it's a double entendre. Or a double meaning.
But they're...
Victor and Connor.
Connor
and Victor.
The Ascension's awesome. I'm liking NXT. They're adding a lot of depth to their roster.
Who's Taka? No, Kenta.
They got Kenta from New Japan.
No way.
They got Kenta.
They got Kenta from New
Japan.
They got Prince Devitt.
I don't think they debuted him.
They signed Prince Devitt. They just now released a statement. They got Kevin Steen.
Yeah, Kevin Steen
from Canada.
Yeah, they just NXT is gonna be to walk.
The
next generation of WWE is looking really fucking pretty right now.
I'll be watching for quite a long time.
See,
I know.
what I hope
You want to stop watching because John Cena's champion, but you can't stop watching because you never know when these guys are going to come.
I always boycott Raw every time John Cena. Why I boycott SmackDown every once in a while? I'm already pretty much doing that. But
what I hope they do, though, NXT's become such a big deal, they have to include them in WWE 2K15. Speaking of which, that comes to our next flash topic. Guess who got confirmed for WWE 2K15? The best in the world, CM Punk. And not only is he just a main roster person, they put him in the fucking franchise mode, basically.
Yeah,
it's the showcase.
Yeah,
the 2K showcase for WWE.
Yeah, you get two
kick-ass rivalries.
Oh, they were beautiful.
Let's talk about the first one, the one that doesn't include Punk right now. Triple H and fucking Shawn Michaels. Damn. Those were some
D-Generation X.
Those were a bunch of matches, and the only thing I see bad about that is if it's Triple H and Shawn Michaels the entire time. Hopefully it's like, okay, well, Triple H was fighting this guy, Shawn Michaels interfered, or so on and so forth.
Yeah, well, you saw in the WrestleMania mode that freaking on the last game that they did it that way. And I think if they keep that up, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I think they should do that, but they need to kind of like, it can't be just all of their great matches together. Because that's, well, okay, I played this. I mean, there's historical objectives, yes. But there needs to be one, okay, Triple A, like, I don't know if this is going to be historically accurate, but for example, like Superstar A.
Like they did the Attitude Era in WWE 13.
Basically, Superstar A was in a match with an ex-Superstar. Superstar B comes in and either ambushes him during the match or after the match, you have to beat him down or whatever. You know, that'll be cool. Then you get to the next rivalry, Cena and Punk.
Which that was for the late 2010s.
All I have to say, the one match that better fucking be on there is Money in the Bank 11.
Oh, that you can guarantee that one's gonna be.
That one, SummerSlam. Where else did they meet up? I think the last one that they'll have, if they need to close it, the one on Raw,
Monday Night Raw,
right before a little before Mania, when it was for the number one.
I mean, they'll probably have him or Punk and Cena from the right after Punk turned back to heel,
right?
When he was champion.
One that would be really cool, Punk and Cena's title match on Raw 1000, and then the Big Show comes in, and then they do the triple threat with Show, Cena, and you get to choose who you want to fight as, and then the final attempt the STF or attempt the GT or the Anaconda Vice or whatever it is. And then, they show it, because I've heard they've been taking a lot of the footage and creating visual digitized packages of them. Kind of like they did with Randy Savage in 2K14.
Yeah, it's awesome that they did that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's a very good move.
For this game.
It's a very good move by not only 2K, but also WWE, keeping Punk in good standing with the company.
Yeah,
he did leave on really bad terms, kind of, but they're still trying to promote him, saying, hey, he might have left, but he's welcome to come back.
Yeah, and he's still regarded as one of the greatest WWE champions of all time.
10th longest reigning, or is it 11th longest reigning?
I don't
7th.
I don't even know what the longest reigning is because I know it's Bruno Sammartino, but I don't know like as far as standings, rankings as far as who, because to be honest, I love Sammartino and all that. I love Bob Backlund. But those multi-year reigns, they don't count to me because you wrestled one time a month. You weren't wrestling 4 or 5 house shows a week.
You gotta understand that freaking back then it was territorial wrestling. You couldn't go around the world. You were restricted to your territory. Unless somebody from a different territory called you in.
I understand that. That being said, wrestling one time a month, it's easy to go or not easy, but it's
easier.
It's so much easier to hold on to a title for 8 years if you're only wrestling one time a month.
It was WCCW when it first started, wasn't it bi-weekly?
I don't even know. Yeah, like that. But you didn't get the.
I think so.
But you didn't get the title match every week or every time they were on.
No.
Because you had to develop storyline.
Freaking,
So-
I'm sorry to say I probably had a bad taste, but yeah, freaking, the brothers would have killed themselves a lot quicker if that was the case. All right, we're passing.
Yeah,
We're passing. Okay, you just won the title. We're gonna have you drop the strap next week. What the fuck? What the fuck? I just got this motherfucker.
AWA, back in territorial wrestling days, all these territories, Mid-South,
What was crazy is if they would all stop beating up their own asses, you could have had some bomb champion versus champions match back then.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody had a champion. Each territory had their man. Like Jerry Lawler in the South, freaking who was
San Martino up in New York City.
New York City. That's what I was about to say. Who was Vince's man? Freaking Vince Senior's man. Freaking down
Vince.
east was wasn't that Dutch?
I don't even.
I think that was Dutch.
But it's hard to follow.
Yeah, it's hard to follow because they don't really have videos and stuff from back then.
Yeah, I mean you've got a few, but not a lot. But it's something where those were great guys. Those were great guys. But to me, the best, in my opinion, and it's arguable. It's arguable no matter what. To me, in my opinion, one of the best champions of all time. I'd have to say CM Punk is either one or two, ranks in at either 1 or number 2.
All right, a little bit of it's not exactly off topic, but it kind of is an off topic. Dwayne Johnson, otherwise known as The Rock. Did you hear about his family?
Yeah, his mom and cousin getting into a car accident.
No.
Yeah.
Total.
They're fine.
They're fine.
That's
Mama Johnson, boy, that's my heart right there.
Hey, and it's his female cousin that's working in NXT too. That was in the car.
Best part about that story, though, The Rock was extremely professional, and he sent out a really powerful message.
Well, yeah, he said your first thought is to
Beat the guy down.
Find the guy and beat him senseless, and then you realize that you get a better perspective. I know it's powerful,
It really is.
And I'm working off of memory too, so
Yeah, I
don't know exactly what it was he said, but he said, and you hug your family so much tighter from that point on.
But Jeff, if he would have lost Mama Johnson, I don't know how he would have acted. Somebody would have been dead. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. While we're talking about accidents and unfortunate incidents, we are definitely going to go off topic, and we're going to talk about an actor who has touched a lot of lives through his movies. Robin Williams passed away yesterday, so we're going to do just a brief little stint. Kind of a little bit.
Did anybody even hear that he was having any problems or anything like that?
Yeah, all bottled up.
This shit just slapped you right in the face.
When you're depressed to that extent, coming from someone, I have had family members commit suicide. When you're depressed to that extent, you always reach out, but you don't at the same time. Yeah. Depression makes you feel like you're all alone, and so because you feel like you're all alone, you start spending time by yourself.
Yeah.
And when you spend time with yourself, you're
in your own head the whole time.
That just feeds the feeling of no one else cares. No one else cares. Why would I spend time around them? And so it's a circle. I
spend 2 days by myself, and then I spend the rest of the week trying to get close to as many people as I can. Because for the first 2 days of me going through that trip, I don't want to be around anybody. But soon I start slapping myself around, thinking you need to get the fuck outside, or you're gonna lose your mind.
You start coming. Last time you did it, you woke up. You were trying to snuggle with me.
Trying to being the key word here. He didn't succeed, I guess, right?
No, I woke up.
I woke up. All right.
I woke up in a headlock. I was like, the easy white chocolate.
All right. So we're gonna switch gears here and talk about something extremely exciting. 5 days from today. 5 days from today is the biggest party of the summer. Not SummerSlam, but SummerSlam. And it's time once again to get picks. Rubicon's not here. We'll get his later. We'll get his probably Sunday if he's here.
What is the match card?
The match card. Okay, we're gonna start. I'll start at the top, the way I've got them listed. WWE World Heavyweight Champion John Cena defends against the Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. We've also got a flag match featuring Jack Swagger, the Real American, and the hero of the Russian Federation, Rusev.
The hero of the Russian Federation, formerly known as Alexander Rusev.
Right. Randy Orton and Roman Reigns.
Nice.
A lumberjack match featuring Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins.
And the lumberjacks, all guys who hate Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins because they went roughshod over him for a year and a half.
Stephanie McMahon and Brie Bella. The Ayatollah of Rock and Roller clashes with the Eater of Worlds, Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt.
Which I was really... The moment Chris Jericho came back, I was like, where's Bray at? I'm going to need Bray to go and smack him in the face because he's on a high horse right now. And sure enough...
That's the only reason he came back.
I was like, woo!
Intercontinental Champion The Miz defends his title against Dolph Ziggler.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah.
Wow, I am behind. When did Miz win the Intercontinental Championship?
Battleground.
Last pay-per-view.
Battleground, man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm stupid.
Battle Royal, he hung out at the...
Oh, yeah.
And Dolph Ziggler won the shit, and then he came
in and pushed up.
Yeah, because I was never eliminated.
That's what what's his name should have been like, vintage! Freaking vintage!
In fact, last night on Raw, Miz was hanging out by Cole, and he actually said, "What happened, Cole? You used to be one of my biggest cheerleaders, and now I can't do anything right by you. What's the deal?"
And last but not least, the Divas Championship is contested between AJ Lee and Paige.
The Battle of the Asses.
Battle of the Asses. All right, we're going to start where it takes one by one. We're going to talk about the match.
Wait. Before we do that, let's just get 1-3 clear. If AJ wins, she automatically has the better ass. We have to give it to her.
You have to give it to her.
No, that ain't clear.
We've seen him in person.
Alright, I've seen him in person, and he's got better ass.
Alright, but before we do that, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to give you the plugs, and we'll be right back. This is FishFood.
And this is Doc.
And it's time for the plugs. First things first, we have a website, bottomofthemat.com, spelled with 2 T's. We've also got an email account, bottomofthemat, spelled with 2 T's, at yahoo.com.
We've got another email account, bottomofthemat, spelled with 1 T at Gmail, because I can spell. And we've got a Google Voice account, which is 580-609-0399. You can text us, send us phone calls, anything you want to. If you're into that, I don't know why you would be.
We also got a Twitch channel if you want to see me live stream games. I do a lot of speed runs. Go to twitch.tv/bottomofthemat. Also, we've got a YouTube channel. Look us up at Bottom of the Mat. I think that's all we've got.
Yeah. All right. Back to the show.
See you guys in a minute.
And that's when I said, you can't put shoes on an elephant like that. It just doesn't work. Especially not trainers.
Oh, man. What happened to the scroll?
Oh, shit. We're
fuck.
We're back in here. Disregard.
Scroll got in the car crash. That's what the elephant was in the middle of the road. Tried to swerve past it. He couldn't do it.
That explains the crash with Dewey's family.
It's
terrible. It was a goddamn squirrel.
It was the goddamn squirrel. They gave each other down when they made a crash. We got them 2 for 1.
Alright, so we're going to break down each match for you at SummerSlam, who we think's going to win, who we want to win, whatever, points we're going to put on them, and everything. We're going to start with the Divas Championship. AJ Lee and Paige. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Alrighty.
I'll give it to AJ and put 3 points down.
You're going to put 3 points on AJ. Now, explain, how do you feel about this feud in a
the whole frenemies line is good.
You said AJ for 3?
Yeah, AJ for 3. The frenemies line is good in the way that you were trying to pull in female friends, because every female that had that frenemy where y'all best friends around each other, and then when she leave your house, you're like, I can't stand that fucking bitch. You see how she smell coming out all fruity and shit, she could buy all these
guys are like that sometimes.
But if the guy says something like, Man, why's that bitch always at the house? Oh, I know you were talking about
my
her.
friend bitch.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's good. For that.
And they were frenemies at first, and Paige still thinks they are.
But on the other hand, dudes ain't looking for that shit. They ain't trying to watch two bitches be frenemies. We try to watch two bitches tear their clothes off of each other and then have a full-blown make-out match. WWE SummerSlam. Okay.
Alright. I feel like AJ's gonna win because, Paige, she was a good champion, but she was kind of lackluster compared to AJ. I feel like
I still felt like it was too early to even drop the title to her. But who else was left? Really?
Yeah, there was no one left.
Natalia, but Natalia's freaking hasn't really been around.
She hasn't really been that she doesn't have that much star power, really. I mean, she does, but she hasn't been. The last title matches she's been in, she's lost, and she doesn't really seem like a legitimate threat.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna give it to AJ. I'm gonna give it to AJ with 5 points, and I feel like AJ, AJ's gonna take it away again. Simply because, and I still think even with a loss, they could still continue the frenemies thing. They can still continue the feud with one more pay-per-view. Because, and even if she drops it, 5 points is a lot, considering we only have 8.
That being said, with my point being said, there are a lot of females watching WWE now.
Uh-huh.
And then this is way before the whole frenemies lined up.
A lot of fine-ass females.
Yeah, a lot of fine. Have you seen that crowd sometimes? Do her. Not her. Now she's too old. She's too old. But her next my daughter, I do her.
Yeah.
Check her ID. Check her ID
first.
What about you, Doc?
I don't know. I'm gonna make a.
I should clarify first. If AJ retains by disqualification, she does not win the match, but you still get the points if you picked AJ.
Yeah.
We all understand the rules. I'm just making sure our viewers understand.
I feel like AJ's gonna win because Paige, while she is the best opponent for AJ, she is the legitimate second best diva in the WWE right now.
That's another one you got to build up a little bit more.
Yeah, she just doesn't quite. AJ held on to that title for so long.
295 days.
Which is good. But at the same time, you end up with the problem that we talked about. You don't have
high schoolish
anybody.
giddiness really attractive. Usually that's a turn off for me, but that is really sexy on me.
Yeah, those two, fuck yeah.
Yeah, that high school pettiness shit, that's hot. AJ
for 4.
4. Alright. If you guys have any last minute comments about this, go for it.
I'm really not true.
I'm covering my head just in case people start throwing shit.
I do have.
Oh God! Jesus!
I'm out.
You get 3 Gatorade bottles. Only brought 1 into the house.
Hey, there's a lot of shit in this fishbowl. You don't even know.
He went to the castle. He kept bringing out Gatorade bottles.
It's like Santa Claus's bag, dude.
Who knows what's in that fucking castle? Who knows what's in there?
Dude, I got a DJ. I got hookers. I got
I know what
candy. Candy.
I know what's up.
I mean candy.
I know what's up. That castle's a fucking TARDIS.
Maybe not.
Yeah, Doctor Who.
You'll never know. All right.
But no. I like the storyline, but it's starting to wear a little bit out. But you need to freshen up the storyline because legitimately there's no one else for AJ to face that's a legitimate threat to her.
You gotta at least carry this on for a month until you can bring somebody in from NXT.
Actually, you know what?
Move in Flair's daughter.
Is it too late to change my pick?
No, you have until the hour before.
Paige for 2.
Paige for 2. All right, taking a gamble.
Shit just got real.
You've got to continue the feud, and I feel like this is the only way to properly continue it. Is to keep it fresh. I mean, I realize AJ's only had it for like 1 pay-per-view. This will be her 2nd pay-per-view having it back.
Another thought: she could also lose. Paige could also lose the match, the disqualification, because she gets pissed off. which would bring out her heel persona even more, and then she could drop the frenemy.
I like how she does all sorts of stole Alicia Fox's thunder on the whole being crazy shit.
To be fair, that was AJ's card first.
Oh no, not AJ. I was talking about Paige.
I know, I get it.
But Alicia Fox Stone Cold stole it from freaking AJ.
Yeah, she did.
Exactly.
But AJ didn't suds her titties with soda. That was great for me and my no soda drinking ass. I was like, woo, that's sexy.
Damn, I want a soda.
Damn, I need to be somebody go get me a Dr. Pepper. Go get me a Dr. Pepper right now.
It's in bubbles, my friend.
A&W ain't got no caffeine. I can drink this all I want.
Alright.
Sugar content is ridiculous.
Next match on the card, the IC Championship. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, I thought it was like Sub-Zero and Glacier. IC Championship.
I got
Sub-Zero and Iceman from the fucking next. You're frozen. Dude, I was already.
Yeah, you're not doing anything. Mr. Freeze, get in here and use your freeze gun.
I'm going to pick The Miz for about 7. Because I like Dolph Ziggler, but I don't feel like they're going to keep the belt on the babyface at the moment, because you've got Sheamus as a babyface. As of right now, you have John Cena, which we'll get to that. You've got the Usos as tag champs, AJ's Divas champ. I don't know.
The Usos and Sheamus they're not, we should say this, they're not scheduled right now for anything, as far as SummerSlam goes.
I should probably check
Usos, I will say this, we are recording this on Tuesday night. I haven't watched main event from tonight, but the Usos issued an open challenge to anybody, any tag team from the roster, for main event.
I can look and see if I'm sure they were successful, because they would have.
San Francisco.
But
I won't tell you who they face. I'll just tell you if they were successful or not. So.
All I'm saying is
the Usos are going to be like a legendary tag team or something. He's going to accidentally name drop him. And we go, oh!
The Outsiders are the tag team champs? What?
What the fuck? I'll rip my shirt off. You son of a bitch!
I'll tell you one thing. Not one team, but 2 teams got a chance. It was a triple threat.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Well, I know what I'm doing later on tonight. After I get done jerking off.
Watching main event?
No, jerking off again. And then I'm going to watch main event.
Oh, okay.
Right. But I say Miz for 7, because I kind of like the Hollywood gimmick, and I think the gold looks good with the Hollywood gimmick. At the same time, it's going to get annoying, but that's what they need. That's what they need for a heel, and they need that in order to keep people invested in the IC title.
Oh yeah.
I'm sort of with you as far as you want your heels to be annoying. That being said, Dolph's my boy. I can't.
What's keeping? But y'all ain't looking at the big picture. What's keeping Dolph from going crazy and losing the respect of everybody in the WWE? What if he does like a one-man concerto on that motherfucker, and everybody's like, oh my god, and like take him out for like a month, and then freaking he comes back right before the next pay-per-view to get that title back. And then he comes, and then the Miz comes back as the face because Dolph Ziggler's been concertoing people for a month.
But that would.
I would still be a fan.
I'd still be a Dolph Ziggler fan, because that man is the biggest workhorse.
Hey, he tried to show the world wouldn't listen. BAM!
Yeah.
Concerto.
Now I'm showing. Like Bray Wyatt said, you can't be whispering these words to him anymore. You gotta shout it at them.
Absolutely.
But
words have never been said.
He kept trying to steal the show. Someone grabbed a hold in the purse and fucking band, and fucking he was like, nope, I'm gonna shoot you now.
Alright, so I'm assuming your pick's gonna be for Ziggler.
My pick is Ziggler for 4.
Ziggler for 4.
Ziggler,
the Triple B.
This he's too good. You gotta give him gold sometime, and he hasn't had gold in far too long.
Yeah.
And his stint as
the world champion was crap. Your end, but at the same time, I'm leaning on your end because this shit can get real annoying, which I would love. I'm the type of dude who likes.
There's two types of annoying. There's the annoying the triple B likes, and then there's John Cena.
So that's annoying because it's just so damn repetitive. And every other pay-per-view, you win a damn title. Get the fuck. Oh, okay. Let me rewind. For a year, that didn't happen. That was the best year of my fucking life.
2012 was really great.
Welcome to Night of Champions, where John Cena will be competing in 7 matches. He will be competing for the Money in the Bank title. It will be a Money in the Bank briefcase, the U.S. title, the Intercontinental title, the Tag Team titles, the Tag Team titles, the Divas title, and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Actually, John Cena won't be going for the Divas title. Johnine Cena will be going for the Divas title. John Cena's lost sister. It's going to be John Cena in a wig. And you look so good to me. It's going to drop. Everybody's going, oh shit.
I think we may be sued now.
No, because it was an octave of us. We can't they can't legitimately sue us because we didn't steal the music, just the lyrics.
Yeah, but yeah, drop that billion.
We ain't making any money off of the city.
Yeah, I know, right? Drop that billion.
I syncopated that. You can't get sued. Anyway, but that's what made me lean towards you. But you made more sense to me, so I'm gonna go with the Miz, and I'm gonna give it. Oh, God help us all. I'll give it 4.
4.
I'll give it 4.
Dolph Ziggler's the biggest workhorse in the company.
Yeah.
You can't have him not have a belt.
I'm not looking at who I want to win. I don't want The Miz to win, but I think he will win because it's best for business for one. Because they can extend that feud for another month and then give it to a Night of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
They could.
You win a belt at Night of Champions. That's almost as good as winning your first title.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very.
Because the work is a lot harder at Night of Champions.
Plus, if they drop the title a month after it was won, that doesn't really do much to build the prestige of the title.
No, but the way it was won didn't do a lot to build the prestige of the title either.
Exactly. So they gotta work extra hard this time.
So, but you've got The Miz, who always puts on a good show.
It'll be a good match.
And Dolph Ziggler, who, like I said, he is the biggest workhorse in the company, bar none. Nobody works harder when they step into the ring than Dolph Ziggler. That's in the company right now.
Isn't Zack Ryder still in the company?
Yeah, Zack Ryder's still in the company. Dolph Ziggler works harder than Zack Ryder.
Oh, now come on.
Dolph Ziggler works harder than Zack Ryder.
Before we get off on a tangent,
okay.
We're gonna get to the most interesting one. Okay, second most interesting contest of the night. Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt.
Damn, that's hard.
Chris Jericho, Bray Wyatt.
The Eater of Worlds versus the Ayatollah of Rock and Roll, of the Savior of, I can't say the Savior of the Masses because that's Sandow, but
Sandow was the intellectual savior of the masses.
True.
And now he's the intellectual savior of whoever he decides to impersonate.
Did he impersonate anybody on Raw? I don't think he did.
No, he didn't impersonate anybody.
He was going to go after him.
Last week, though.
Maybe he was cut and they just didn't release anything.
Last week, though, I was so proud to be a Sooner fan and so proud to be a Sandow fan for that one little moment. He came out decked in OU. I was like, yes, but he's going to lose because they're in Texas. And sure enough, somebody's going to get their ass kicked. I'm like, yep. Damn it. Okay, all right.
Boy ain't playing with you people no more.
Mm-hmm. And I actually did not know that he used to play for the University of Texas.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that. That's actually really cool.
Just look at the guy.
He played football when he first broke into the WWF. I was like, that nigga played football.
There's so many former football players in the WWE. You got Cena, he played for Boston, like D3.
Yeah.
Roman Reigns played for, I want to say...
He was in the NFL practice squads.
Yeah. I can't remember who he played for. Dwayne Johnson played for the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Bradshaw, yeah.
Bradshaw
Goldberg
played. And when you brought up The Rock, when The Rock first came out, it was Rocky Johnson. Y'all remember what he used to do? The hair swipe to show you got swag, and he throw it to you. He walked backwards all the way to the ring. I used to think that was the most cleverest shit because everybody was throwing up to you.
I guess he decided to.
Yeah, I know. But he stole that for the triple threat. I still contend that the open palm belongs to Shane Douglas, Chris Candido, and Bam Bam.
All right, so Jericho, Bray Wyatt.
Oh, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be a hell of a match. You're not going to see either of the Wyatt family.
Not going to see Harper, not going to see Rowan.
And we knew that Luke Harper wasn't going to be there.
So we're counting strictly on Bray Wyatt's power as a wrestler.
Yes,
Bray Wyatt by himself.
Because he's not
by himself.
Now, this isn't a no DQ match. This is some shit where they can get bypass.
This is a single.
The only stipulation is Harper and Rowan are banned from ringside.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, and so it's awesome. And to me, this is where we see the true build towards Bray Wyatt's super main event. Mm-hmm. Like this man, he's an incredible athlete.
Oh yeah,
he's very gifted.
And moves.
The reason they brought in Chris Jericho was to face Bray Wyatt.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that's the only reason he came back, and he would not come back for any other reason. He wanted to work with either Bray Wyatt or Daniel Bryan, and he got his wish. Mm-hmm. So why else?
Yeah. You gave him Bray Wyatt.
So with that being said, we have the compass of him returning for other matches against Bray Wyatt.
His current contract, as everyone, all the reports are coming in, mm-hmm. when he first came back, everyone's saying that he's contracted through to Night of Champions, which is the pay-per-view after SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. He won it. Chris Jericho won at Battleground. We're at the second of the three. Yeah, you got to give it to Bray.
How many points?
I'm putting 7 on it.
Damn,
Wyatt.
Confident.
And another reason I'm doing this, I think they wanted Bray Wyatt to end up winning that feud with John Cena, but they were put in an awkward position with Daniel Bryan not being able to retain his belt.
And see, I think it'll be interesting for them to find a spot for Bray Wyatt, Jericho. I mean, I think it'll happen, but think about all the caliber stars they have right now. I mean, you've got Rusev and Swagger, who could easily go on to a third match. Orton, not Orton and Reigns. Reigns is going to probably crush Orton, and then he's going to move on to Triple H. That's 2. Then you've got the title matches. You got WWE World Heavyweight, IC, US, Divas, and Tag. That's 7 matches right there. You add in Bray Wyatt, that's a full card.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's Night of Champions is going to be a really stacked card, regardless.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's going to be awesome. Plus, if they throw in like one more matches.
Pre-show. 9 matches.
Or
last time they did 9 matches, we got gypped to 1.
Yeah.
Fucking Battleground. I had to refund points to everybody.
It was. I wondered what ended up happening with that, but it was.
What we ended up doing, we dropped the points, and then let's say you put 1 point on it, everything was moved down a point. So instead of not getting 1 point, instead of your 9-point match being worth 9, it was worth 8. 8-point match was worth 7, and so on. So it affected everybody sort of differently, but it put everybody on an even playing field at the same time. So if you put 9 points, you don't not get the 9 points. You just don't get an opportunity to get the 9 points, but nobody gets an opportunity to get 9 points from the match. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
A lot of people were questioning it. It's the best way I know how to do it.
Yeah, it was really out there. Taking the match off the card.
If I remember, Critter even ended up winning it by a very small margin. Yeah, 4 points. He beat you by 4 points.
I was second.
Yeah, I was third, and then Rubicon, and then Triple B with 14. So.
Ouch.
Critter.
Yeah, Critter. Let's see. What's our season standings, real quick? Season standings at the moment. I stand in first by 2 points. Critter has 44. Triple B has 39, Doc has 35, and Rubicon has 32. So it's 14 points between first and last.
For the season.
Yeah, that's for our 6th pay-per-view season. And we're at almost the halfway point.
Good.
And I don't know if Critter's going to be able to make picks. I don't know if he's going to be here. He's moving between houses. We may not. I'm going to try to get a hold of him and get picks from him. But yeah, that's how it stands right now. Your pick for Bray Wyatt, Chris Jericho?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Bray Wyatt. I'm not going to be as confident with my point passing as my esteemed colleague, but I will give it a nice round 2 points.
All right. I agree with you both that Bray Wyatt's going to win, and here's why. You know, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, I think he probably he really is. He should have beat Cena. He got one victory over Cena at Extreme Rules, but he had the help of the Wyatt family in a match that was designed to keep them out. Now the Wyatt family has nowhere to go. This is the perfect chance to show that Wyatt can do it by himself. He did it at the Royal Rumble against Daniel Bryan. Bryan didn't lose a goddamn bit of momentum. All they have to do is make Bray Wyatt go over on Sunday, and yeah, this guy's the real deal.
And by making Bray Wyatt look strong, that makes anybody who beats him from this point on look that much better. Because they beat a guy who could beat the first ever undisputed guy, the first ever undisputed champion in the WWE history. Bray Wyatt beat him 1-on-1. So if you can beat Bray Wyatt, you are you're beating a legitimate superstar.
And see, should Cena retain at SummerSlam, I hope that Wyatt's next. I mean, I don't quite know if he's ready, but a feud with him would help catapult him to mega stardom. I don't think he should win said feud, even though I don't like Cena as champion. I mean, he's a good champion, yeah. He does what he's supposed to do. He shows up to all the shows. He does what he's got to do when he's not filming movies.
But he's boring.
He really is. I will agree with you there.
That's one linear motherfucker.
He's starting to give us hope that maybe he won't be in the near future. But
don't tease us like that, motherfucker.
I'm saying.
If you're not going to keep...
What's going to happen is he's going to be heel for that match, and then he's going to come back and go, I'm
going to put 4 points on Bray Wyatt. Alright, here we come to the jailbird feud.
Alright.
Steph and Bree.
What's the only bird she can't fly?
Hey, you know who should be the special guest referee?
Mike Tyson.
No,
Big Boss Man.
I was just going to say any guard from any prison in the area.
Bring in Big Boss Man.
There have been speculations that Triple H is going
gets arrested again.
There's been speculation that Triple H is going to intervene and become the special referee for that match.
Which brings me to my
That's all rumor.
If you don't mind me going
you
first.
actually are first. We've been going in a cycle.
Okay.
I'm first and he's first.
I do believe that Brie Bella is going to win by disqualification.
Okay. You want to put the DQ in there?
I'll put the DQ in there.
Because
Stephanie ain't going to beat the girl straight up.
Well, because if you put the DQ in there and she wins clean, you don't get the points.
Good point.
So if you want to just say Brie, then disqualification or not, you get the points.
And then Brie for... I'll put 5 on it.
Brie for 5.
5 on it.
3 ain't enough, man. I need 5. Alright. I'm next. I think Brie goes over here. Simply because, it's SummerSlam. You gotta have somebody big win. Somebody good win. Yeah.
And God forbid, they can't carry this whole taking each other to jail thing any further.
Exactly. And,
they opened up some new doors for their feud this last night on Raw.
Right.
With the whole affair angle that they're claiming, and so, which I think later on.
I don't think that's right for a newlywed couple to even play like there's no family marriage. So I can't agree with the WWE on that.
I called my brother. I said, "What the fuck is this shit? I don't get this angle at all."
Yeah.
But it opens up room for those two to feud, later on.
When they come out.
And see,
I recant my statement. I lied.
I lied just to get inside your head, and it worked.
And see, I feel like if Stephanie wins, that's it, because Stephanie's not going to agree to another match. If Brie wins, though, Stephanie's like, "No, you're not going to get the best of me. We're doing this again."
Yeah.
Maybe not at Night of Champions because that card's going to be packed, but maybe down the line. I feel like Brie, and I'm going to put 5. I did not want to put 5. I already put 5 on AJ. I wanted to put 8 on Brie. That's the one I'm most confident about.
I thought you was being too freaking crazy with your stuff. The Frenchman has a lot. You want to say hi to the people, French?
Hello, people. You know I got my milkshakes out.
Yes.
The boys!
All the girls are in the yard.
Him and his half six-pack.
He's got the milkshakes out, and all the girls are in the yard.
Rubicon Maximus, also coming out of the secondary studio.
Hey, why does it smell like sex in there?
What would you like to know?
No. I love that they both said that at the same time. Coincidence?
No.
I don't believe in coincidence. Alright,
I'm Stan Smith. Sorry.
I like Brie Bella winning. What numbers have I already chosen?
7, 4, and 2.
Brie Bella 5.
5. Alright.
I was getting real dangerous with these tosses.
Well, you gotta. That's not what I consider a toss-up.
No, that's not what I
Alright.
consider a toss-up.
Ambrose and Rollins in the Lumberjack match. I go first this time. That's gonna be a good match. I was really disappointed when I heard it was a Lumberjack match at first. But this isn't gonna be it for these two. One match is not gonna be enough.
And we got to see a preview of that match. Us at the house shows, but we got to see a preview of the match and the intensity that we're gonna see.
Oh yeah.
At Money in the Bank. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, these two are gonna have at each other.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's gonna be a
I don't want like Friday Night SmackDown to have these two bidding for freaking allies and lumberjacks, like, cause once that happens and you got somebody brought off in the lumberjack to whoop some ass while they thrown outside the ring,
the only lumberjack
makes it unfair.
The only lumberjack Ambrose needs is Roman Reigns.
Mm-hmm.
Because Roman's gonna make sure they don't fuck with Dean. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's gonna happen because he's in a
big match,
a secondary main event.
Yeah. But I don't think either of them need any lumberjacks on their side.
It'll make it interesting, though. And see, I think that at Night of Champions, that's when the briefcase is going to come into play. And see, I was hoping that was going to be what the stipulation would be, like maybe a ladder match or something, or even just a falls count anywhere or something for the briefcase.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like if Ambrose wins, that's the end of that feud. So I'm putting 2 points on Rollins. I'm gonna take a small gamble. Ambrose might surprise me. I hope he does, but I think Rollins for 2.
And I'm right there in the same boat with you. I gotta go with Rollins for 3. It's gonna be an awesome match.
Oh, absolutely.
I don't predict anybody coming out of this. I think both of them are gonna be bloody.
I think so.
Or
at least Ambrose.
At least Ambrose is going to come out in this bloodied, but I feel like
I think Ambrose is going to win the fight, but Rollins will win the match.
Rollins is going to win the match. Ambrose, like you said, is going to win the fight, and I love that we got to see last night on Raw a little bit of Rollins' whole paranoia about where is Ambrose going to come from.
Yeah, that shit is hilarious.
And so he's
I like that last time we tried to handle that case. He's like, hurry, for God's sakes, take the fucking case.
No, I know he's coming.
I was like, oh my God, stop tearing him apart. He still has to wrestle.
But no, and he's keeping a lot better eye on that briefcase too, since it got freaking soda.
I would like for the next time he tries to push it in for like a random bush just to show up on the ring side, and he's inside the bush just waiting like.
And Rollins is just like,
where the fuck did that thing go from?
And he tears up the bush, it's Hornswoggle, and out from underneath the ring comes in.
Ambrose with the chair.
But no, that paranoia, that's what's going to keep that around. You don't need Ambrose to win. Ambrose winning actually does more to harm the storyline than it does to further it.
I think so. Yeah.
So,
Well, it's not that I don't agree with you guys. It's just that I like being an individual. 1 point. on the opposite of what you guys.
On Dean.
Okay.
you want Ambrose?
Ambrose for 1. This so doesn't matter if he doesn't.
Alright. We got to preview this match as well at the house shows. Orton and Reigns.
And this is just straight up one-on-one. There's no stipulation on it.
And you go first.
I say Reigns owns it. We got to see the preview of it. It was a straight fight at the house shows. Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. There was a special guest referee of Ric Flair. Awesome. But Roman Reigns his star is on the rise. He's not going to be stopped.
They're building him for a main event push.
Oh yeah.
He's not going to be stopped this early on in his singles competition. They
might give him a competitor he can't handle down the line and have him lose to him.
They broke up the Shield. And so they broke up the Shield. All 3 now are wrestling as singles. 2 of them against each other. Roman Reigns going for the belt at the beginning. Roman Reigns is in the big ladder match for the championship. Then Roman Reigns ends up in a fatal 4-way for the championship. We haven't seen Roman Reigns wrestle singles on a pay-per-view, on a big stage. SummerSlam's a big stage. This is going to be a proving ground for him. But they don't want to give him his proving ground with a loss.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely not.
That'd be ridiculous.
He is going to win. And there's no doubt in my mind. Roman Reigns, 6.
Let's say there was no doubt in your mind.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Have you already used 8?
No.
You have not. So there must be some doubt.
No, there's.
I'm putting 8 on it. Roman Reigns.
There's no doubt. I just want when I win to mean even bigger for another match.
Alright, so I have already used 8 and 7. I'm gonna put 6. I'm gonna put 6 on Reigns as well. Because like you said, it's his proving ground. I mean, there's no way he should lose.
God, we're gonna be so mad if he loses.
If he loses,
like Rubicon picks the.
If he loses, it'll be fluky as shit.
It'll be a real fluky losing match.
Okay.
The flag match.
The flag match.
We the people. I'm sorry, I had to do it. I had to.
Rubicon?
Whoa.
Well, we did just say his name.
We did just say his name. The Triple B, you big black bastard.
Yes, I am. Golly. This one is kind of tough for me. You got the power of Rusev versus the maybe less power than that, but he's still a powerful guy, Jack Swagger.
Who's also selling a rib injury at the moment.
Oh, yeah, that could be a big difference maker too. And you can't break that accolade with some rib injuries.
It's a flag match. You can't win by submission.
Okay, yeah, good point. But it can take him out the game long enough to if we can get that flag.
That's true.
Isn't that how the Judy Bagwell the pole match happened? I'm joking on this one.
But
that was one straight up. With some cheating.
That really was. with some cheating.
With some cheating by all the account of Chris Canyon.
And Canyon Cutters. Everybody. Cameraman. Canyon Cutter. Security who came to get me because I Canyon Cutter the cameraman. Canyon Cutter.
The guy that was looking at me crazy for canyon cutting the security guy who came to get me for canyon cutting the cameraman. Canyon Cutter.
Ring announcer just said Canyon Cutter too many goddamn times. Canyon Cutter.
Damn.
Who better? Who better than Canyon?
How many points? What points do I have?
You have
it's
6
like
and 7.
That's what I'm thinking. 6. I just don't see them burying America like that. Fuck it. 6 to Rusev.
It's a flag match.
I know. They gonna throw the American flag down on national TV.
You don't have to keep it.
Here's my prediction. I feel like they put a flag match stipulation so that Rusev does not have to get pinned to be beat.
Mm-hmm.
They can still make him strong.
He doesn't have to be pinned or submit. He can still look strong. Jack Swagger just has to pull the rope faster.
Pretty much. Alright, I have 3 and 1 left. I'm putting 3 on Swagger.
What points do I have left?
Give me a second. 8 and 1.
1 on Swagger.
None of us are very confident in the United States.
No, I am.
Oh no, he was just mad because he used all the good points everywhere else.
No. Actually, a little bit. What was my 5?
5 was Bree.
5 was Bree.
Mm-hmm.
But that's definite for you, isn't it? I mean, you're so confident.
Bump Bree down to 4, and everyone beneath her down 1, and Swagger gets 5.
So Bree to 4, Swagger to 5. All right. Last but not least, the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Cena and Lesnar. Who wants to go first for that?
Yeah, I'll go first. Will they drop the strap? That's the question. That's a very big question.
Okay.
Because that strap drops, shit's gonna get real. Hell, if the strap doesn't drop, shit's gonna get real.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Who? No, because nobody else has really been in the picture on this, has they?
Not really.
Not really. I didn't think so.
You got 5 on this one, by the way.
I know. God forbid. I hate to have to do this to myself because I know I'm going to regret it later. But yeah. I'll give it to Cena.
Ooh.
That rat bastard.
Whoops.
So you don't see them.
I don't see him dropping the strap like that. That's ridiculous. Not for somebody who's not guaranteed to be around for that long.
I said you had 5. I'm incorrect. You have 7. You have 7.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I'm putting 1 point on this because that's all I have left. And I'm putting 1 point on this one because I don't know. Like, I can see either way.
And so can I, but my problem with it being you have Brock Lesnar, who's known not for flaking per se, but for having other priorities other than wrestling.
Exactly.
And that's why I gave it to Cena.
And see, I think Cena will win. I don't want him to win.
Neither do I.
But I'm picking Lesnar for 1.
That's why I'm not going to be upset to lose those points when he doesn't win. If he doesn't win. I'm just not confident about it.
I'm putting 1 on Lesnar. Now, Lesnar could take it. The only thing they would have to do is up his dates to pay-per-views.
Yeah.
3-4 pay-per-views is all he needs.
Yep.
And some appearances.
Exactly, just a few on Monday Night Raw.
But
he's got Paul Heyman to promote.
Yeah. The only thing, the thing that they don't like about part-timers is they don't show up on Raw very often.
Or house shows.
But you don't need the champion to show up. If you've got a guy, Paul Heyman, showing up for him.
Plus, we went to the house shows and there was no champion.
Paul Lee dangerously, and we need that hardcore title back.
Absolutely.
I am Paul E. Dangerously, and this is our new hardcore championship I'm giving to Brock Lesnar. Hardcore rules. Just runs off, then that starts the circus that we have discussed so many times.
Brock Lesnar. Let's look at the last 4 men Brock Lesnar was in the ring with. Before this. Last year at SummerSlam, Brock Lesnar faced CM Punk, the best WWE champion of the last 10 years.
Beat him.
Manhandled him for the majority of the match.
That was just ugly. That was
CM
ugly
Punk conquered. He came back right before the Royal Rumble. On Old School Raw, he came back. And he issued an open challenge. Mark Henry answered. Mark Henry lasted all of
3 minutes.
If that.
Well, it's kind of like...
Got his arm dislocated.
Well, it's kind
Mark
of like...
Henry,
who is that?
world's strongest man.
Conquered.
Let's pause right there, because you got to think about it. Who was that big dude that came in the UFC with all that most that was doing like the video street fights and stuff? What was his name?
Oh, Kimbo Slice.
Thank you. Kimbo Slice didn't have a fucking ground game to save his life. So what happened when Mark Henry got on the ground without his ground game? His ass got locked up in that motherfucking Kimura lock, fucked up his arm and shit.
But Mark Henry conquered. He stepped into the ring with Big Show at Royal Rumble. And he went ham with the steel chair beforehand.
Broke like
and then
in pieces.
Yeah, and then the bell rang. Big Show hit him with the KO punch. Everyone that Big Show hits with the KO punch is knocked the fuck out. Except Brock Lesnar.
World's largest athlete.
Brock Lesnar, not out. But you can tell he's dazed. He doesn't know where he's at, and he still has the wherewithal to hit the F5 and make the cover. World's largest athlete conquered.
Now, before you get there, every single person that he's listed so far has had a title. Best in the world, world's strongest man, world's largest athlete.
Finally, the phenom. I don't need to say any more. Streak. Conquered. John Cena. 15-time WWE champion.
Whooped his ass!
Conquered. 8 points.
Lesnar for 8. That's a big gamble, but it may pay off for him. And
if it doesn't, I'm going to laugh my black ass off.
Unless he still walks away with the title.
I'll still laugh my black ass off.
See, I want Lesnar to win so bad, but I just don't know that WWE's going to have the balls to do it.
The thing that gets me, Lesnar is on a roll as far as his pay-per-views, and all that needs to happen is for him to step up his pay-per-view appearances, which we know he's willing to step up his appearances on Raw. He did it right before the WrestleMania season. Mm-hmm. He was appearing on Old School Raw before Royal Rumble. He took a month off between Royal Rumble and Elimination Chamber, but he appeared every week between Elimination Chamber.
Didn't really have anything for him at the Elimination Chamber.
And he appeared every week between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Every week he was there. We know he's willing to do it if they give him the right storyline. You give him a championship, he'll show up. He doesn't need to say anything, and you don't even need to see him show up because we've seen that just in the last month. If you've got Paul Heyman, who will be there regardless, because he's Paul Heyman and he is there to sell a story, and he will do it.
He has a lot of wrestlers. He still has to pay that.
Well, he will sell the story. No, WWE, when they bought ECW, gave him enough money to pay him all.
I know.
But no, he's...
There's still wrestlers out there that claim he owes him money. I don't believe
Yeah, I don't believe a single one of them. Except for maybe Rob Van Dam. He's the only one that I might take his word on it. But
who was it that said it last? It was on a new shoe interview. Damn it, what was his name? Jamie Dundee. claim that Paul Heyman owed him. But where have you been, nigga?
Yeah.
To get owed some money, where have you been?
Yeah, you could have
came out with your hand out a long fucking 16 years ago.
If you come out in freaking 1999 like everyone else who did, who got their money in 99.
That's right.
He conquered the streak, though. Brock Lesnar conquered the streak. If you make him lose his first match after he conquers the streak, the Undertaker's streak means nothing. Being the one who conquered the streak means nothing if you lose your first match after that. To John Cena, who's, yes, whether I like his character or not, he is a good wrestler. He's got the 5 moves of death, like Kevin Nash did, but the hair flip and
the line of 5 moves.
The line of 5 moves. John Cena's got his line of 6 moves. John Cena's 6 moves include, his line of 5 and then the kick out at 2.
Don't forget Make-A-Wish appearance. That's 7.
That's 7th one.
Actually, if you really think about it, he has a line of 8 moves.
Yeah.
Starts off second. It's always the second tie up with the freaking drop. When they get up, they run through the little motions. You got the shoulder block. You got
the second shoulder block.
The second shoulder block. You got the elbow in the corner. You got no, not the elbow in the corner.
You got that where they come at him. It's a sort of scoop slam. Yeah.
That's 4.
You can't see me.
Yeah, you can't see me. Hand sign.
5 knuckle shuffle.
5 knuckle shuffle. 6.
And then he hits the 8.
Attitude adjustment is 7. And then Make-A-Wish is 8.
No, kick out at 2 is 8. Kick out at 2.
Forget the STF though.
STF is 9.
STF though doesn't really follow because that comes out of nowhere. It's a surprise finish. But
still, line of 9 moves. That's impressive. That's more than most wrestlers have.
Yeah.
Like Kevin Nash. Sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry. Don't kill me.
Kevin Nash even admits it though. Kevin Nash. He got. Cornette got the hair flip. Yeah, okay, he's in there.
No. I remember what he said on the shoot interview. He's like, okay, yeah, because freaking Osenko Seiko has a freaking or whoever he said has a super fastball. God forbid he uses that fastball all the time.
Yeah, I know, right?
If it works, don't fucking fix it. That had me tickled so much. I was like, because he just said it so matter-of-factly. I was like, man, that makes so much more sense coming out of your mouth.
It does, doesn't it? Like that, now that he explained it, it makes sense to have the same. I don't even want him changing up the moves. I just want Cena's character to change, his in-ring style to change. That, like, the attitude behind the attitude adjustment needs to change.
Epic. Tell the FCC to shove it and call it the FU again.
Alright, picks are in the books, and now it's time to close the show. Normally we would do a top 5, but the Triple B had a great idea. Instead of top 5, we're going to do vignettes on why we think we will emerge as the bottom of the mat Super Slam Picks champion for the pay-per-view.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry it's going to be awkward for you two because you're like right across from each other, but you're going to look into an invisible camera somewhere in the room, and you're going to talk to that camera. You're going to tell them why you're going to win the Super Slam Picks for this pay-per-view. And since it was my idea, I'll get it started. Let's stand up for this, gentlemen. Now, forever and ever, people have been telling the Triple B that he never amount to anything, that he wouldn't be a winner. In football, they told me I couldn't play anymore because my knees weren't strong enough, my ankles weren't strong enough to play football anymore, so I gave up football. You know what? Went to basketball. They told me, you're too big, you're too slow to play basketball. I said, fuck it, I don't need to play basketball anymore. Went over, I started playing baseball for a little bit. Then the ball hit me in the top of the head. End of story. Don't need to play baseball anymore. What was black people doing playing baseball anyway? Seriously, it was only black guy on the field, just so you guys know. That being said, nobody has ever told me that I can't pick wrestlers to win. I've been picking wrestlers to win since I was in the 6th grade, when I was a little dun-dun. Picking all these wrestlers that nobody had any confidence in. When Dwayne Johnson stepped on the scene, I was the first one as a baby telling people that he was going to be a winner. Champion is what I used to say. And guess what? Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, became one of the biggest champions of all time in the WWE. So I know what I'm doing here. And yeah, I've had my little scuffles. Hell, if you guys remember 2 pay-per-views ago, I won that shit. And then it got ripped away from me in my sleep. In my sleep. They came and invaded the sanctuary and took the belt away from me. Well, now I'm going to take it back. And I'm going to bring it back to the triple threat. And me, I'm going to be on top of a mountain. And I'm going to yell from all the way to the top that I am somebody. I am the Triple B, the big black bastard. You know what? I know my daddy. So, hey.
Damn. It's going to be a tough act to follow. But I'll do my best. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is FishFood, and I was the reigning defending picks champion for 6 months. 6 pay-per-views in a row. 6. That, my friends, is impressive. Now, Mr. Triple B, as you like to refer to yourself, yeah, you may not have been able to play football, but I was able to play football. You may not have been able to play basketball, but I could kind of play basketball. You may not have been able to play baseball, but I played baseball, and I was pretty damn good at it. I'm also pretty damn good at picking picks sometimes. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a dry spell since I've had the belt, but you know, the dawn is always darkest just before dawn. So I believe that it is now my time, and I'm not going to take a phrase away from, you know, Mr. Fruity Pebbles and say the champ is here, but your next reigning defending pay-per-view picks champion is sitting right here where I am. And don't worry, that's not a prediction, that's a spoiler.
I remember when I first came on the pick scene. My first pay-per-view was last year, right about this time at SummerSlam. It was when I first got a chance to taste gold. I capitalized. I tasted gold. I wasn't ready for it. I sort of fell off. I didn't make my picks for a while. Started coming back though. Started coming back, and I came back. And it took me a while, but I started getting to where I could see things others couldn't. I could see not just who was going to win the match, I could see what the story was going to be. I could see tournaments. I could see people quitting. Two months ago, I was your champion going in to Money in the Bank. And it was taken away from me. I couldn't handle it. I had to take myself a little bit of a reprieve. I'm back. And tell me that Critter has my belt. Critter, you may not be here tonight. I know where you're gonna be on Sunday. And you better bring my damn belt with you, because I am coming for what's mine. And I don't care who stands in my way, whether it's you, FishFood, whether it's Critter, whether it's the big black bastard who took my belt away. I'm gonna be back. I will be the reigning, defending, pay-per-view picks champion come SummerSlam. I don't care who is in my way, because I will be the man who picks every winner. Makes all the right calls on the points. I will beat all of you, as I have foreseen it. Because I am so much better than you. Because all y'all bitches, all y'all bitches, all y'all bitches, yes!
Fuck that!
This podcast has been brought to you by Bottom of the Map Productions.